Ever wondered what's behind the curtain of the super fast, real time apps we use every single day? From your social media feed constantly updating to live chatting with friends? Well, there's a really powerful technology working back there. And today, we're going to pull back that curtain and talk about Node.js. Seriously, just think about that for a second. How can one app handle millions of people all tacking, swiping, and clicking at the exact same time without just completely crashing? It's a huge technical puzzle, and to really get why the solution is so cool, we first have to understand the old problem it was built to fix. Before Node.js came along, a lot of the web worked kind of like a highway that could get hopelessly gridlocked. The old way of building web servers was powerful, for sure, but it had some major limitations, especially as more and more people came online. This picture here, it nails the old approach. Every time a new person connected, the server would basically hire a new worker, called a thread, just to handle that one person's request. And if that worker needed to go get something, like info from a database, it would just stop and wait. It was completely blocked from doing anything else until that one little task was done. And you can probably guess what happened next, right? Total bottlenecks. With thousands of users, you'd need thousands of these workers, all taking up memory and slowing things down. And the worst part, most of them were just standing around, idle, waiting for something to happen. Eventually, the server would just run out of workers, and if you tried to connect, you'd get a server busy message. Yeah, that just wasn't going to cut it for the modern web. So when you've got a massive internet traffic jam, what do? You need a totally new way to direct all that traffic. And this is where Node.js enters the story. It was a technology designed from the ground up to solve these exact problems of scale and efficiency. So what is it really? Well, at its heart, Node.js is a tool that lets developers use JavaScript, the language that makes websites interactive, to build the server, the backend of an app. Now, that was a pretty revolutionary idea on its own, but the real magic, the secret sauce, is in how it handles all those user requests. This chart lays it out perfectly. On the left, you've got the old way, one worker stuck on one task at a time. But on the right, you have Node.js. It's like a master juggler using a single worker to handle tons of tasks at once. It doesn't wait around for slow stuff to finish. It kicks off a task and then immediately moves on to the next one and the next one. It's just so much more efficient. I love this analogy. It's perfect. The old server is like having a separate waiter for every single table, and that waiter just stands there, staring at the kitchen door until your food is ready. But Node.js? It's like one super waiter. He takes everyone's order, gives them all to the kitchen, and then immediately starts pouring drinks and taking more orders. He only comes back to your table when your dish is actually ready to be served. That right there is the whole idea of non-blocking. Okay, so the big question is, how on earth can one waiter, this one single thread, be so incredibly fast and efficient? To get that, we've got to pop the hood and take a look at the core components that make the Node.js engine tick. All right, check this out. This is the blueprint of Node.js. The code that developers write up top, that's all JavaScript. But underneath, the real heavy lifting is done by a collection of super high-performance libraries written in C++. It's like a race car with a custom-built engine. Let's break down the two most important parts of that engine. First up, you need something that can actually run the JavaScript code. And the creators of Node.js did something brilliant here. They didn't reinvent the wheel. Instead, they took the incredibly powerful engine right out of the Google Chrome web browser. That little powerhouse is called the V8 engine. And this V8 engine is an absolute beast. Instead of slowly reading JavaScript line by line, V8 compiles it directly into the raw machine code that your computer's processor understands. What that means is the code runs at lightning speed. But raw speed is only half the battle. You also have to be efficient. And that brings us to the other piece of the magic, the event loop. This is the master coordinator. When a request comes in that needs a slow operation, like reading a big file or grabbing data, the event loop doesn't wait. It hands that task off to a powerful helper and immediately loops back around to see what else it can do. This system is the secret to making sure that single main thread is never, ever idle. So a powerful engine is great, but what really made Node.js a dominant force is the massive, and I mean massive, community and ecosystem of tools that have been built around it. It means a developer never has to start completely from scratch. And at the very center of this whole ecosystem is NPM, the Node Package Manager. You can think of it as a gigantic free app store, but for code. It is the largest software library in the world. If you need a piece of code to do almost anything you can imagine, chances are someone has already built it, perfected it, and shared it on NPM for free.
Okay, so having a million Lego bricks is one thing, but how do you actually put them all together to build a robust, secure spaceship? You can't just glue random packages together and hope for the best.
That's where frameworks come in. Think of them like a pre-made blueprint or a set of power tools for a developer. They provide all the basic structure and handle common tasks. For instance, Express is the most popular one for building the backend for websites. Koa is a more modern, lightweight version. And if you're building something that needs instant communication, like a chat app, Socket.io is the perfect tool for the job. So let's put it all together. We have this fast, efficient, non-blocking engine and a huge ecosystem of tools. What does that all mean in the real world? It means Node.js is everywhere, powering some of the biggest applications you use every single day.
No, seriously, the list is staggering. Companies like LinkedIn, Google, IBM, SAP, they all rely on Node.js for its speed and its ability to scale. They've chosen it to handle the insane amount of traffic their services get. It's pretty much guaranteed you've already used a Node.js-powered app today without even realizing it.
And this slide really shows how central Node.js has become to how we build things today. It's a key part of what developers call stacks, a complete set of tools for building an app. The mean stack is a really popular one. It stands for MongoDB, Express, Angular, and Node. It's the powerful server right in the middle, holding the whole thing together. So, from solving the internet's traffic jam to powering the world's biggest companies, Node.js has totally changed how we build for the web. Its whole event-driven, non-blocking model turned out to be a complete game changer for making fast, scalable apps. It's the foundation for so much of our digital lives, which leaves us with a pretty fascinating question. With a tool this powerful, what are developers going to build with it next?